civili inermi sono oggetto di bombardamenti e spari. E questo è avvenuto persino all'interno del complesso parrocchiale della Santa Famiglia, dove non ci sono terroristi, ma famiglie, bambini, persone malate con disabilità, suore. Una mamma e sua figlia, la signora Navda Khalil Anton e la figlia Samar Qamar Anton, sono state uccise e altre persone ferite dai tiratori scelti mentre andavano in bagno. È stata danneggiata la casa delle suore di Madre Teresa, colpito il loro generatore. Qualcuno dice è il terrorismo, è la guerra. Sì, è la guerra, è il terrorismo. Per questo la scrittura afferma che Dio fa cessare le guerre, rompe gli archi e spezza le lance. Preghiamo il Signore per la pace.
For you every day. God bless you. So good to see you. Good morning. How are you?
Find yourself out.
Good. Yeah, thank you. I've not been feeling great, but it's good to see you in better health.
Grazie Santo Padre.
Thank you.
These are for your children.
Okay, thank you.
These are the gifts. These are also gifts for you.
Thank you.
It's
It's beautiful.
the Vatican tie, and then the rosaries for your wife, the white for your children, and the red one is for. Thank you very much for your visit.
Of course. And thank you for seeing me.
From the Vatican, we just have that breaking news. Pope Francis has died. That's coming to us from the Vatican via the AFP news agency. We don't have any more details than that. This just reaching us here at BBC News in the last few minutes that Pope Francis has died. That confirmation coming through from the Vatican and coming to us via the AFP news agency. My colleague Rich Preston is with me here. Rich, just bring us up to date.
Well, Lewis, as you say, this is just come into us in the last few moments. A statement issued by Cardinal Farrell announcing with sorrow the death of Pope Francis with these words, "Dearest
Party. Why I like the new party? Number one, it's a group of people that's on a panel. We all have differences, but we all basically still come together at the end of the day. The new party for me is about unity. The new party for me is about educating people to the truth, letting people know what's been going on in our country. With that being said, shout out to the new party, man. We're going to keep it going with y'all.
Welcome to the new party. I'm Nora Christine.
I'm Gray Mars.
I'm Enzo.
I'm Skeptic.
I'm Mia.
And we have some special guests tonight. Kamal is back. Shouts out to Kamal, aka the Shadow Band Man Johnson, live from California. Thank you so much for coming back. Our favorite FBA. And we also have James. James, let everybody know where they can find you and about your platform.
Thank you so very much for having me. My name is James Fauntleroy. I'm also part of Revolutionary Blackout Network. So you can find me on my channel at JBFont on YouTube as well as on Rumble. And then you can also find me on Revolutionary Blackout Network. You can find them on YouTube as well and at Rev Black Network on Twitter.
And at the end, we'll have you give your handles again for everyone to follow because we definitely think you should go follow him. I know you guys do like a lot of like left-leaning content, correct?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, so if you want to, get that, because we're kind of a little bit more to the right over here. We're balanced, though. And we also have Reverend Jordan Wells back, a friend of the show. Reverend Wells, you've had an interesting week. We're going to talk about it at the end of the show. But let everybody know about your platform and where they can find you, Reverend.
Yeah, we're on, of course, TikTok. We're on Reverend Joyce on TikTok. We're Reverend Joyce. We're on Instagram. We're on Rumble. We're on X as well, Reverend Jordan Wells. So they can follow us on any of those handles.
And before we talk about the topics of the night, I'm going to play a clip from James. James lives here in Central Florida, and this clip went viral talking about, I guess, a Klan rally down in Altamont.
You all know I am in Orlando, Florida. And as you guys watch me on my channel or Revolutionary Blackout Network, I make that abundantly clear that I'm here in Orlando, Florida. But there is a issue that just happened here in Orlando. Well, not Orlando. It was more of Altamont Springs, which is a little bit further north in Orange County, right above the city of Orlando, where some neo-Nazis actually came in expressing and marching. And here, just
Jews will not replace us! 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 Don't fork fishing! There he is, the fat boy!
this is what happens when you scapegoat people. You scapegoat people into thinking that marginalized people like myself are the problem with this country, when in reality it's the corporate dictators that actually run this country. Those corporate dictators will use people like them and tell them the problem with this country is an insert marginalized group here. And then once they think that the problem was with the rest of us, then they want to exterminate us out of this country. When in reality, the problem isn't marginalized groups, it's actually the corporate billionaires.
So that was a very good clip. You know, we're going to get into that, Jay. Um, James, thank you so much for coming tonight. I'm looking forward to the conversation we're going to have. But I played that clip because the Pope was a Pope of the people, from what I've saw, and he was trying to unite the people from a lot of the messages he said, and he really focused on marginalized people and ending racism and discrimination of all kinds. So now the Pope is gone. He was the first Pope of the Americas, as you guys may or may not know. And so, what is going to be the future of the Catholic Church and the papacy, right? Gray, I think you're pretty close to being a Catholic. So, tell me your thoughts and what was the reaction from all the Catholics you know, because I know you attend Catholic Church regularly.
On Easter, he basically just said that the Pope said to have gratitude. Really, nothing really happened at that point. People are just waiting to see who's going to be the next Pope.
Okay. Enzo, I know you said I think you grew up with some Catholic church going. What's your thoughts? Any reactions from anyone you know personally that's devastated by this news?
I mean, it's a tough thing all around. I mean, it's the Pope at the end of the day. It's a religious leader, so I mean, it's sad all around. I mean, I was talking to my mom about it, and she was like, "It's always sad when a Pope dies at the end of the day, and now we just have to sit back and wait and figure out who's going to be next." Like, I don't really look at the Pope as a political leader, like of the people and everything like that. I specifically look at it just a religious leader for all at the end of the day, instead of breaking down to politics. But,
well, he was pretty for the first time I've heard a Pope talk about strong positions.
yeah.
So, James, for somebody on the left, what was your position on the Pope? Did you like him? Did you think he was great for the future of the world and America in particular?
As far as his messaging was a very pro-human message. I never really gave much regards to popes in the past. But for the messages that he was espousing, especially in regards to marginalized people, as well as talking about our systems, our economic systems that tend to force people into marginalization, it really jived with me. And the only thing I would say is I wish I had saw more investigation and more clarity into the past wrongs of the Catholic Church by him. But outside of that, to be honest with you, he was speaking to a lot of the ills that people around the world have been dealing with. He was also very vocal, especially about the genocide that's going on in Gaza as we speak.
Yeah.
And so that was something that it was brave of him, because he could have stayed silent, but he decided to speak on it. And I think recently somebody actually made a animation of him as an angel in heaven, and little children angels welcoming him. And somebody asks, they say, well, who are those little children? And he said, those are the children of Gaza. And so just goes to show how he is more highly regarded than any other pope I ever seen. And so a lot of people have resonated with Pope Francis. And so, he had a very uniting message as far as a pope go.
Reverend, I'm going to go to you next as the man of God on the line. What do you think of the future of the Catholic Church? Do you think we're going to have a more conservative pope, or you think they're going to stay on the track of having someone? I hate to use the word liberal, but he was pretty, accepting to all.
Well, I like to go against the grain, so I hope they go more conservative. I didn't personally care for Pope Francis. Um, to a lot of his positions on things that I was very passionate about. I think he was kind of I'm not gonna say too political, but I mean, a lot of the Catholics that I know didn't care, that were more on the conservative end, didn't care for him very much. He got into a lot of confrontations with big Catholic bishops. He had to remove a few of them because they openly challenged him, especially during the election. So yeah, I mean, I definitely mourn for him. I don't like to see anybody die, and I think he did some good things. But as far as I'm conservative, so some of his messaging on certain issues just rubbed me the wrong way, and I think especially even on some of his messages on immigration. He attacked the Trump administration on some of those things. I'm very pro-immigration, very pro-borders, and so that really rubbed me the wrong way. And just those things. But I definitely believe, that he is definitely opened the Catholic Church up and expanded its message. But was it for the good or was it for the bad? So we want everybody to come in, but we don't want to change the doctrine of the church. So in order to do that, and I think he did change a lot of the doctrine of the church from what it historically has been. So yeah,
Right.
that's my take on that.
Depart from me, you worker of iniquity. You think you heard that?
Yeah.
I'm joking. That's what they claim that he heard. I don't know what he heard. And everyone's saying that he went to hell. You guys are disgusting. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it because you're not God. You're not Jesus. You don't make that final decision. But I've been hearing a lot of disgusting things online. Mia, what's your thoughts? Is there anything that resonated with you that he personally said?
I would definitely say he was a very, very progressive pope, and I think it was a good thing. I think after the last couple popes that we've had, including John Paul, I think it was good to have a more progressive pope. And I will say he really was a man of the people. I mean, he came as a Jesuit priest, literally on the streets, talking to people, helping people physically, which is something that a lot of popes hadn't come from. So he really was very humanitarian and I would say very political. He was absolutely a globalist. He worked very closely with the World Economic Forum, the World Health Organization, all of these globalist organizations, which kind of put him at odds a little bit with some people that are more of their country first versus a globalist mentality. But I think in essence, he was a very good man. I think he did a lot of good things. I think it's good to have a little progress. I think as society progresses throughout the years, you have to move forward, or you're going to lose your core values and your core base. And at the end of the day, nobody could say that he was a bad man. He was a good man. He spent his entire life. I think he took up the priesthood in his 20s, so he literally spent his entire life helping people. And I think that's what people should concentrate on, opposed to being mean or bashing him. Like, he really did spend his entire life helping people.
Kamal, we didn't really touch on this. You think JD Vance took him out? He was one of the last to see him. Literally, like I don't know if you guys understand the chain of events. So I played the order of events the last days of his life. He literally met JD Vance, I think it was Saturday. Sunday, he did the Easter closing. And then by Sunday evening, he was, so what's your thoughts, Kamal?
Nora, you think he took him out like he took out that trophy? You saw JD Vance fumbling the national championship trophy, looking like he got butterfingers. But first of all, I want to say what's up to the panel. How y'all doing? I hope y'all doing well. Second, I might turn to a Democrat now because y'all be ganging up on Gray. Good Lord. Goodness. I'm apolitical, but I might sway after I've been seeing you get abused, brother. I'm sorry, man. Damn. Third, RIP to the Pope. I don't know much about the Pope, and I know when to shut the hell up and not talk about a subject. So RIP to that man. Let's pick that black man to be the Pope. Let's mix some things up.
Yeah, that Africa all day. I mean, because they say that there's like end time predictions, and supposedly the last Pope is going to be named Peter, and that man's name is Peter. So I don't know. But their heads exploded over a black president, Obama. What are they going to do if we get a black Pope? Skeptic, what's your thoughts on that? Do you think the black Pope has a chance? He would be the first Pope from Africa.
Yeah, I think he should have a chance. And I want to say that Pope Francis, I had the uttermost respect for him. I feel that he believed that every individual deserved dignity, and that included immigrants, and that included the LGBTQ community. So I was definitely a fan, and I believe what Romans says, that we are doers of the law and not judges. So I don't think that it is for us to say where he is in the afterlife, but all my respect to him. I was definitely a fan.
Well, RIP to the Pope. I'm interested to see who they